long time no see. It's been, what, like 3 weeks? Not at all how long I had planned to be gone. Honestly, I hadn't planned to be gone at all, but c'est la vie, you know? Things happen. But anyways, how are you? How's the wife? How's the kids? Oh, before I even get into what I was trying to do, hi, I'm Kenny. And as you may have noticed, if you watched my last video, we did a little bit of rebranding. Back then, we were Kenny's Corner, but now we are Kenny Chai. Reason for the name change? Felt like it. Just wanted one. In my little sabbatical, I was thinking about the channel and what I wanted to do with it. And in the talks, my team as in me, we decided that we wanted to change the name, you know? And I was like, what's a really cute name? And I was like, why not keep it simple? And it was going to be Kenny Chai Latte, but then I was like, nah, let's shorten it. Keep it short and sweet, you know? And just go with Kenny Chai. Why Kenny Chai? Because my name is Kenny and I like chai. But with that out of the way, I had mentioned that I wanted to do, like, my next video was going to be something more writing related, but change of plans. I wanted to do more of a chit chat get ready with me, just because I wanted to talk and catch you up with where my mind's been and what I want to do with the channel and everything. So why not just talk with you guys while I get ready for my first day of work? You know, after being unemployed for many moons and being in a very sad spiral, and just thinking about, wow, I am painfully broke right now. But it's okay, because the angel of employment finally saw me, and now I have a routine again and I feel like a person. So I'm just gonna bring you along with me while I get ready, but first things first, I need to do my skincare routine because we're gonna be putting on some makeup. It's why I look like this. I just got out of the shower, so excuse my grandma image, okay? But yeah. Okay, friends, first of all, not too much in my dirty mirror, please, okay? I know it's bad, but I'm gonna need y'all to really look past it for me so we can get into the skincare. So anyways, I start off with the Native Wash unscented facial cleanser, just because I kind of have sensitive skin, but in this the unscented native stuff works really well for like a good cleanse. And then I also like to swap back and forth between either like using my hands or like using this silicone exfoliating pad. Just kind of depends on what I'm feeling that day and how my skin's looking, if I need that extra exfoliant. But yeah, I'll go and get a nice cleanse with that. And then afterwards, and like patting off all the water, doing a quick rinse, I'll go in with my my Thayer's Rose Petal Toner. I love that product. I really love toners. It does so much for my skin. I noticed that it gives me a nice even tone, and like it also is really good for getting rid of any dark acne spots that I may have had if I had like broken out, or just evening my skin. And I noticed that works super well for me. So after letting that dry down and getting everything all marinated, I'll go in with my CeraVe moisturizing lotion just to lock everything in and give me that added layer of protection. And then I'll just get that all over my face. And I didn't show it here because I forgot actually to put it on, lol. But I don't always just end it at moisturizer. I'll also go in with the Black Girl sunscreen. I love, guys, please make sure you're wearing your sunscreen. But today I forgot it. But yeah, once all that's in, that's essentially my skincare. I like to keep it nice and simple. Okay, we can go ahead and get started. I am freshly washed after my skincare, and while I was letting it sit and marinate, I went ahead and got dressed and everything. We're gonna do my hair last because it's up in braids right now, so when I take it out, it'll be nice and curly and cute. But we can go ahead and do our makeup. I think kind of feel like putting on lashes, so we're probably going to start with that. I'm going to do that off camera because I have to get really close to my mirror and I won't be in frame. So I'll be right back. I'm going to do that really fast. Alright, I just finished my lashes. So nice and voluminous, so pretty. I can definitely tell I'm out of practice though, because that took way too long. But yeah, that's done, and now we can get into the face. I don't know if I'm gonna like really be on that influencer stuff and be like, this is what I use, because like I don't wear makeup that often, if I'm being honest. And so I don't know if I'm the best to give a tutorial. I just done it enough to find what works for me. I'm like a very casual makeup wearer, and I'm only doing this just because I haven't worn it in a while, and it's first day, wanting to look a little fancy for my first day. Like even doing lashes and everything. Like these people, this will be probably the first and maybe only time they see me in lashes, because they're cute, but oh my gosh, that took way too long. But yeah, so I'm just starting with some primer. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, which is really, really nice. I'm just gonna get that all over my face. But I really wanted to talk about where I've been, what I've been up to, and I've been depressed. just kidding. But because as I stated in the beginning of this video, that I was not in the best headspace after I posted my first video. Again, that's kind of why it took this so long. I was just in a huge spiral about my state of employment, because I've got a lot of plans and goals and stuff that I want to meet, and when you're just like, I'm sure you know how it is, like when you've been in between things and you don't have the money to go anywhere, so you kind of just stay in your room, and then you just like do the same, like you're stuck doom scrolling, or you're stuck like not just feeling kind of stuck, I guess, at least that's how I was feeling. And it kind of made me like I thought, okay, well, since I have all this free time, I can put it towards like creating videos. I have the time to do it. But then that spiral kind of turned into like, well, I don't have anything to make content over, and like no one's gonna watch my stuff, and like who cares? I don't even have anything to say. Like, I don't know. I was getting in my own head about things, and it was kind of hard to focus on anything else, hard to want to do anything else. And so I kind of just fell back into my old just binge watching shows and on TikTok and not really having much to do, and it was not the best space for me. And it also didn't help too that I was applying to places. I was throwing out so many applications, but it wasn't the market for it, so it was a bunch of waiting and hoping, and no one getting back to me, and it was just not fun. It just was not the time for because everyone has those freaking oh, we're hiring, but then they don't reach back out to you. So it's are you really are you having that up just for funsies, or I don't know. But actually I'm probably just gonna do that up here because my mirror is a little far away. But yeah, so it's just this weird waiting game and just feeling kind of down in the dumps, and I wasn't really in the mood to create, which is funny because in the first video I was like, oh, well, this is gonna help me keep me accountable, and blah blah blah. But no, if you're not in the mood, you're just not in the mood, and I could not get myself to get out of it. And it wasn't until I actually got an interview for where I'm at. I'm in retail again, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. It's money. But yeah, so I'm I got interviewed, and I actually got the job, which, slay for me. Finally have money coming in again, because like while money was not coming in, those bills did not stop. So I'm glad to have that. I'm fortunate to have a job in this market anyway, because I know it's real dry. It's been dry for a while, so I can't complain too much. But yeah, now that I've like have a routine again, I feel like I've slipped out of that paralysis, and I can like focus again and like actually think about the channel and what I want to do, and things like that. And I kind of feel like I was going about the channel wrong, because my original idea for it was this was going to be like, okay, well, this is going to be my journey to becoming an aspiring writer, and you're going to like follow me on my journey as I pick up like hobbies. And but as I had mentioned in that video, I have not like actually read a book like from start to finish and completed it in a good while. Like the only media I was really consuming was TV shows, TikTok, and cough cough fan fiction, cough cough, So like reading but not books. And I like kind of had this idea of what that journey would look like, and like, okay, well, now since I do have an interest in it, and like, because I do have an interest in stories and stuff, and like, since I have an interest in it, well, then I can just like, just snap out of it and go back into like start writing and doing all that stuff. But it's like there's a whole process to it, and it's like to be a good writer, at least like at the level I would like to be, you have to be a reader too. And I'd been so out of the game that it was like a lot harder than I anticipated. Like I knew it was gonna be like I can just like wake up overnight and just immediately hop back into like reading a book every day or whatever, like starting new habits. It takes time, and you are gonna fall off because you're not gonna want to do it all the time, But I just had this idea that because I started the channel and because I was going to, want to make content and upload it, it was going to be focused around reading. Then it's like, okay, well, obviously you're going to read more, but no. And I think it's because I was putting too many expectations on myself. Like, I'm a very all or nothing kind of personality, and if it's like I'm not immediately good at it, or it's not the standards that I have in my head, I'm gonna stop. Because of like just this weird paralysis that I get, or it's like it's just not up to my standards, and it's like, well, I don't want to put out garbage, but it's like that's kind of where everyone starts. It's just weird because like I'm of two minds: the realistic and then the idealist. Idealist. I think, yeah. But of those ones where like realistically, I know you have to start somewhere. It's going to be bad. It's not going to be where you'd like it, but it takes time, and it takes like sticking with it to grow and get to where, you want to be. But it's like also pride has me like, I can't release garbage, and it's like, well, if you stay in that mindset, you're not going to release anything, and you're just going to be stuck wondering, oh damn, if only I had started, or if only I had done this, or only I had done that. And it's like, I really don't want to do that. I want to like get more comfortable and more vulnerable, I guess, with being new at something and being okay at being bad, and like trusting that process of like growth. It's really hard. It's really easy to say. It's really hard to do. But I think that time off allowed me some like perspective on like how I actually want to approach the channel. And I think putting too much emphasis on the whole like, okay, we're gonna write every day, we're gonna read every day, that's just not very realistic for me, because I am I'm starting all over again, and like I want to build up to it. I don't want to overwhelm myself, because then I'm definitely gonna like just not do it. So I think I want to change the focus of this channel. Instead of like, oh, follow along with me in my creative journey and blah blah blah. Like, I still want that to be a part of the channel, but it's not going to be the focus. I kind of just want to focus on just me living my life as like a 20 something girl that was low-key been kind of sheltered. I won't lie. Like, I don't have that many experiences, and I'm like starting, or I've started my adulthood journey, and that's gonna take a lot of, just exploring, trying things out, like, starting building the foundations for the life that I want. And I know a lot of people are similar to me and are kind of feeling that way. And I love watching content like this, where it's like, oh, just follow me on my daily life, like, look at what I'm getting into, look at the stuff that I'm, like, people, like, watching people like move out, or watching them like hit these milestones, or just like, come out of their shells, or just stuff like that. I really enjoy, and I think it'd be super fun for me to do something like that. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Because the next video idea I had was like, exploring doing like a video diary kind of thing, and just talking about life in my 20 somethings, and like how I feel about not hitting traditional milestones. Like, I've never been on a date. I've never had a boyfriend or anything. I've never, like, I'm just learning how to adult. Like, I have plans. Like, I really want to move out, and I really want to like do all those kinds of things, but I just haven't had the experiences yet. And I was thinking, because I was inspired by a friend of mine who just went on a solo trip by herself, like booked a hotel and everything, just had like a little weekend vacay. And I'm like, you are so right. Like, we literally have, ooh, I just laughed into my my powder and it went everywhere. But oh, on my jeans. Damn, I should have put down a towel. Ah, these are my good jeans too. Shit. But yeah, she like went on a whole little vacay by herself. I was like, oh yeah, we have access to adult money, cars, things like that. Even if you like, you can do stuff that doesn't require you to spend any money, And it's just like, I just don't be leaving my house, and I need to start leaving my house more, truly, because that's also been a big reason of why I was in that little depressive state, is because just staring at these four walls, not going anywhere or doing anything, and just being stuck in my own head was really, really messing with my psyche. It's like, I want to explore more, and I want to do more things, especially before I plan to move, because I also want to get out of the South. All I have known for my whole life has been, that was a bad idea. I'm trying to get this powder off my pants. But all I've ever known was the South. And I'm kind of over that, Kind of want to explore more and see new places, and just like find a place that feels more like home to me. Because like, while the South is familiar, it's not, I don't really feel connected to it, if I'm being honest. And I would like to change that. I'm gonna be right back. I got powder on my jeans, and I'm going to tweak. So, okay, I'm back. My pants are powder free, and I did a smart thing. I got a towel. So, anyways, yeah, I really just wanted to rethink what I wanted the focus of the channel to be, and I think I wanted to be more focused on just me and my growth in general, outside of like a dream job or whatever the heck, like, so like exploring my passions as a whole, and not what what I think I want, if that makes any sense. I wanted to be more focused on just me and my journey, like growing just as a person, like in general, and like finding more experiences for myself. Like, maybe I want to do like a whole, like, a road trip, which would be big for me because I hate driving. But I really want to like broaden my horizons, and I think it would be fun. I feel like I have a more connection to what I would be creating if I did that. And I feel like it would be more beneficial for people who do discover my channel and are kind of in a similar boat. So this is for you awkward, introverted 20-something Black girls who grew up in white suburbia and don't really have that many experiences, or grew up kind of sheltered maybe, and are just trying to find your passions and find what makes you happy and makes you feel like you're thriving. And just, it'd be fun to have like a video diary for myself too, to just see how I've grown over the years. And I think it'd be great if you wanted to follow along too. I think for the immediate future, I was thinking about more video ideas that I had. And I didn't even mention what I was using. I had this, what I spilled on my pants was the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder in hazelnut. And I also used for my concealer was the Fenty Beauty shade 385. And then I'm also going in with the Maybelline Fit Me powder in 360 Mocha. I'm using because I have pretty oily skin. I think it's a combination of having oily skin plus just not drinking enough water. I'm a slightly dehydrated gal, I won't lie to you. I be forgetting to drink my water. I'm getting better about it though, so don't yell at me. I'm doing better. But yeah, so I have pretty oily skin, so my method for makeup is to just put on a lot of powder in between my liquid products, and I found that it is what has made my makeup last the most or the longest throughout the day without like any oil breaking through, which I love. And I'm using the professional method called pack that shit on and just, powder that bitch up, because we do not want any oil. But yeah, so I'm going to finish putting on my powders, and then I will be right back. Okay, so next we're going in with the, where is it? We're going in with the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This is the broad spectrum one that has like the sunscreen in it, and this is Deep 540N, or neutral. And I don't really have a like set method on how I put this stuff on, and I swap between a brush and a sponge, just to get the most like skin looking application, because I really like my preferred makeup style is like the one where it doesn't really look like you have much on. It's just like a gentle enhancer, less of like a full beat. Just because I feel like it suits my face the best. And it also works out because I don't know how to do a full beat, so everything kind of works out. And I just do like a couple light dots on the brush, and then I just kind of dot it over, and I do like a very, very, very light like application, just because I don't like feeling like I have makeup on throughout the day, because it's like I was gonna say I touch my face. I don't really touch my face, but I just like the feeling of makeup. Like after a while, I'm like, I need this off. So I've learned to do it very lightly, to where there's like it doesn't feel like there's anything on my skin, and it also just looks the most natural and subtle and pretty. Sorry if you can't fully see what I'm doing. I'm focused on the mirror in front of me, but I'll show you too. But it's just like there's like a subtle difference, like a very not natural light difference in my face, and it also makes me look more like awake and more bright, which I love. So yeah, I've been thinking of doing some like fixing my night routine videos, because like I, for the past couple nights, past couple weeks, honestly, if I'm being very truthful, I've been going to bed around like 4 or 5 a.m. just because I can't get to sleep, and I'm just like on my phone or whatever, and I see those videos of people like, oh well, just doing like having a routine for myself helped with like fixing my schedule, and I noticed that I don't really have a routine. I really just, or at least my routine isn't a healthy one. It's just being on my phone and like watching videos or whatever until my body finally crashes, and that's my routine. And I want to fix it. Like, I was also thinking about doing maybe like a no social media for a week kind of thing, and just kind of detoxing myself, because I've been meaning to do a good social media detox. I haven't done one in a while, and I think I could benefit from it greatly, because the world's kind of on fire out there right now, and I think we could all use a little break. I know I definitely could. So just limiting myself, or just like completely removing myself from it for a little bit, would be very beneficial. I think I was wanting to do like a replacing doom scrolling with reading kind of thing, and that way I can make it not just through the books that I bought in my first video, but also just like the more books that I had on my bookshelf that I had showed you. Because I do have a couple series on there that I've been wanting to read. Like, I wanted to finish the Legendborn series. Because that one is so good. I finished the first book and started the second one, and the third one's out, which I have. Though I did hear mixed reviews of it, and it has me a little nervous because I really liked the first book, and I don't want to be disappointed. um, but yeah, I have that, and I want to start reading that. I also had the Hunger Games series, because I've never read, like, when it first came out and it was super popular. I never read it. I never saw the movies, and I got it, and I finished the first book. Really, really good. I'm in the middle of the second book. The second book Catching Fire or Mockingjay? I get those mixed up. I think the second one's Catching Fire. But yeah, I'm started it, and then don't even ask me how long it's been since I set it down. But it's too long, and I want to get back into it because I have the rest of the series, other than the one that just came out, the not Battle of Songbirds, and it's like the newest one, like the purple one that came out, and I wanted to get that to add to the collection, but I kind of want to finish the series first before I grab it. And then I have like a bunch of like other random books on there that I really like to finish. And I'm thinking I'm going to challenge myself to only to not get any new books or not buy any new books until I finish like majority of the ones on my shelf, just so it doesn't feel like I'm like kind of wasting money and space, especially if there's no guarantee that, or if I can't, guarantee to myself that I'm actually going to finish the book. I don't want to like have that on my shelves. And also, I have a library card, and I want to start making more use of it and start shopping more locally and not just going to like Barnes and Noble or whatever. I want to do utilize my library more, especially when I ain't got that much money. So I want to start utilizing that resource more. So like if I get a book and I don't like it, I didn't buy it, I didn't spend money on it, so I can just return it. Um, and maybe I'll have like a build like a TBR for my library. I think that would be really good. Let me know if you want to see more like book reviews once I do get back in on my reading grind, which I will. I will. But let me know if you want to see more like reviews and stuff for books or like book recommendations or things like that. I've been really trying to get more into black authors and stories written by primarily black but also POC. Um, just because I feel like I don't see enough hype for them, and I don't like for me in my own library. I want to. It's just nice to see more characters that look like you. Just love seeing more representation, and that's part of why I wanted to like get back into writing or and like create stuff like that, because I would love to just put out more content that has more representation, and have more stories for little girls that look like me, or women that look like me. And yeah, I just want to be a part of that, like adding to that. But I also want to consume more books that also have that as well, and like boost them more on here as my following grows. What's next? I'm like, it's so hard for me to multitask because I'll have like I'm doing my makeup and I'm also trying to talk to y'all, and I'm trying to remember what I do next. So I have my face. And I also went in again with that Fit Me over that layer of the CC cream. I don't really do like bronzer or contouring or anything like that. I don't really do that just because I don't have the stuff for it, and also I kind of like just doing the very light basic stuff, like not really needing like to do a whole. I'm not trying to like drastically change my face or anything, so I just kind of do the very basic stuff. So I think after that, sorry, powder. I'm not really planning on doing any eyeshadow either. So I think next is just gonna be blush, brows, and lips, and then I should be done. So I'm gonna go in with my Elf blush brush because it has this nice little like fluffy angle that I like. And we're gonna go in. I usually like to mix two blushes. So let's see what we have. Or did I move it? I've got. Where's my other one? Is it in here? Well, it's not. My third blush is not in here, and I don't feel like getting up to get it. So we're going to mix these two Elf blushes. As you can see, I am a Elf connoisseur. Let me see. So this is the Camo Liquid Blush in Coral Crush, and then also Berry Well. And I usually go in with the lighter one first. So I just get it, and then I wipe off the excess. And then like I do like a nice little dot. We'll do about like 2. You don't need too much, especially for this, because these are very, very pigmented, and like less is more with these ones. So after I do my little dots, I'll just tap it across the cheek, and then I'll like drag it down. I do like a mix of between tapping and like swishing, but just to get it nice and blended into the skin to make it just look like a nice pretty flush. Okay, and then once we have that lighter layer on, I go in with the slightly darker one to like mix together. I'll just do a little. That might have been a bit too much, but it's okay. It's what blending is for. And I have pretty strong cheekbones. Like when I smile, I have like very like appley cheekbones. So I kind of like concentrate it in this area. I concentrate the flush in this area to accentuate my smile. But I have to be careful of not putting too much because it sometimes can look like I just got slapped in the face. So you gotta be very careful. I try my best to not go blush blind. There's this one time I was on vacation with my friend. We went to Universal together, and I was trying this new way of putting on blush that I saw this one girl do, and she kind of put on a kind of a lot, but she put on like a layer of foundation over it to look like this natural flush. And I guess I just put too much on because, like, no matter even if I put like foundation on top of it or whatever, I looked like I just ate the world's hottest chili pepper or something. Like my face was like this really weird, like rose goldy, like flush. And I was telling she was looking at me. She's like, "Oh, like is that how you do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, just trust the process." And then I looked at it and I was like, "I messed this up somewhere along the way. I messed it up." So I had to literally wipe off all my makeup and redo it, and just do it like the normal way. Like this is why I don't branch out. I branch out and I fail, and then I ruin my makeup. But it's okay. It's okay. I found a way of doing it that I like and I think looks very pretty, and I don't look like someone just smacked the hell out of me. But yeah, I'll go in with these two, and then I also have the Glowgasm Beauty Light one by Charlotte Tilbury, and then I kind of like lightly do like a few dots. Ooh, get that off. I do like a few dots on the top of my cheek, the same place that I put the other blush dots, and then just lightly, because I use it as both like a blush and a highlight. So I'll like dot it out in a line, and then I'll just like lightly drag it down. And then it gives us this nice pretty glow. I don't know how well it's gonna come across on camera. I can't really see it, but I'll show you the look afterwards. But yeah, I spend the most time I think on doing my blush just because I feel like it's like the staple of my makeup look. And I've tried to be like a casual everyday makeup girl, but when you don't leave the house, you kind of just don't find a reason to actually like put it on. This is a special occasion, so it's like we'll do some makeup. I might add that to like a routine list or a bucket list or whatever. Just like do your makeup every day just to get ready, have feel like you have more of a routine. Um and then also to just like try to go outside more, even if it's just to like sit in my backyard. But I don't know, because it's still, even though it's about to be in fall, we're still in summer, and outside is where the bugs are, and I can't do bugs. So sorry. I love nature, but I hate bugs. And we've been getting a lot of those. And it's like the season for like gnats and stuff too, so like they're even in my room, and like the little what's it called, the earwigs or whatever, like I've been seeing a couple of those, and it's like when I want to go outside and I'm like, okay, it's time for me to like touch grass and leave these walls behind and blah blah blah, I try, and then y'all just force me back in because now there's freaking bugs all over me. But we may just have to thug it out because I need some more vitamin D. It's hard to feel creative and feel productive when you're just staring at the same stuff all the time. So I definitely do think I want to plan out like going to like driving to a new city or something and just finding a cute cafe or finding like, you know, a cute park and just going there, maybe like reading a little bit, just doing a bit exploring. But where I'm at, like, there's just not too much to do. So it's like your only choice really is to go to different cities. But as someone who's not a huge fan of driving, that is a tall order. Because I used to have like bad driving anxiety when I first started. Because a little bit about me, I'm a very anxious person. I always have been. I've always been a very like introverted person, and that's part of the reason why like I feel like I'm kind of just now emerging and taking steps towards like growth and stuff, because I did not have very many experiences in my youth, like my teenage years or anything. And also, so I'm kind of just it essentially just feels like I'm starting over with that kind of stuff, which I know is not that uncommon for people, but you know, it's still something I'm having to like work through and explore and expand on. So I'm still kind of just figuring out like what I like, what I don't like, and kind of figuring out who I am, you know? Yeah, that's good. Oh, sorry. But if you're interested in following along, definitely let me know if there's anything that you'd like to see from me specifically. Definitely let me know. But I think for the most part, it's primarily just going to be me just taking you along my life. So I just finished the blush. Did a quick brush on my brows. I don't really like fill them in very much. I actually don't fill them in at all. I just tweeze them and then brush them and keep it like that. And then I'm just going in with, as you can imagine, e.l.f. the Glow Reviver lip balm, and this is Vanilla Toffee. I like to just have on a little bit of lip balm first before I put on lip gloss. But that is the look. Okay, so my microphone died, so hopefully the sound on this isn't, you know, buns. But here's the final makeup look. I think it came out very well. I didn't show it on camera, but I just set my face with the NYX matte finish, and then I'm just gonna let that kind of sink into my skin so it looks more natural, more fleshlight. But yeah, this is that wonderful little flush I was talking about. And then let me show you the outfit. So I'm gonna bring it over here. Alright, so this is what we got. Let me tilt this down. But yeah, so we've got a dress that I'm using as a top. I forgot to check the label. Don't ask me where it's from. I forgot. It was also a gift. And this top is a knitted mesh top that I got from Hot Topic. Jeans from Garage. They're like these little flare jeans. And yeah, I'm going for like a silver jewelry look. So we're doing a layered silver set and some hoop earrings, and then I just need to put on my rings. But yeah, that's the final look. So cute, so pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna have to charge my phone soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out this video. But yeah, I just wanted to wrap up quickly. I don't know if I conveyed what I wanted to say during that chit chat, just because I cannot talk and put on makeup at the same time apparently. But like, I hopefully in the ramblings you kind of got the gist of what I was trying to say. Really, I kind of wanted to refresh the channel and kind of change the focus on what I wanted to be about. So instead of strictly just reading, writing, that kind of thing, I wanted to open it up a bit more and have that be an aspect but not the full thing. It's just you're gonna be following me on my journey into adulthood and kind of figuring out me and what I like and hobbies and stuff like that, because I feel like it's a pretty relatable experience. It's a pretty relatable experience. I feel like people just, especially people who grew up like me in like the suburbs and are probably low-key a little bit sheltered, but you probably didn't like put yourself out there as much when you were a kid, and so now you're kind of having to learn all this stuff now as a budding adult. And I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I was tossing around a couple ideas for what I wanted to do next. I was thinking about taking a little road trip to like another city, which would be a big step for me because I don't like driving. But I want to explore a bit more outside of the same places that I go to. A friend and I were actually talking about it a little bit ago, about how much we kind of outgrown the same couple of places that you go to. Because, you know, when you're in a small town and there's only like so many places you can go that isn't like, you know, a store or food, like it's kind of hard to find activities and like third places and stuff like that isn't outside of that town. So trying to explore a bit more, put myself out there a bit more, not necessarily like, you know, meeting new people and stuff like that, more so just doing things I don't necessarily do, or like fixing my routine or building routines for myself, like a night routine, morning routine, things like that, because I currently don't have one, and I definitely notice it's a little bit of a detriment because I can't keep going to bed at like 4 or 5 a.m. I'm not as young as I once was. I can't keep doing that. Those were just a couple thoughts that I had kicking around, updating you about what I want to do moving forward. Again, if you have any ideas or things that you'd like to see, or if you're in a similar position about just wanting to explore and like kind of branch out, let me know about it below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and getting pretty with me and listening to me ramble. I love doing that a lot. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed and look forward to my next video. Please feel free to like, to share, to comment, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!